Formula 1 racing here on the EGL Extreme Gaming League. I'm Tipsy Bob, and joining me on the mic is my trusty sidekick and my good friend, Dad Bats. Covering all the action today, we're going to be covering everywhere from Monaco, Singapore, Abu Dhabi, and Bahrain, all across the world, all across the country. We have a full grid lined up, some of the best talent around the world. We have plucked them from all corners of the earth to give you some of the greatest racing experience viewing footage you'll ever see in your lifetime. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the EGL. There we go, once all the cars are all lining up on the grid. They're all getting ready. The drivers will be focusing on their first corner. Are they going to take it? What are they going to do? Is they going to go deep? Are they going to go? Who knows? Let's take out and away we go! DRS is still active, and if Timo wants to get this moved on, he's gonna need to use this DRS zone because I have a feeling. Oh no, Timo, cancel the first, you're in distraction zone. I pressed to mount up another overtake on 23 trademark. This is Ryan's 3 mark.
And Timo are oh, it's not pit. Oh no! Oh my god, this so sorry, control myself. So Timo
I wouldn't be gonna put it so they can stand at the back together again. Just like Timo likes it.
How many times? Did you see how many times?
Hello and welcome back everybody to Formula 2 SLR. We're here in Season 4 and it's the third race. We're in Italy, in Monza, and we're ready to go racing again. Talking to you from the commentary box are Boosted Mess and Version Axolotl.
Yep, good evening everybody. The Temple of Speed is the venue today. And,
I almost forgot to mention our names today.
Yep. Well,
yeah.
I was wondering if I was getting an introduction.
Something worth mentioning today. It's quite a tragic anniversary. This day in 1994, an amazing racer, and actually two amazing racers, passed from us on the racetrack. Yeah, Ayrton Senna in '94. On this day, we lost him that day, but we'll keep racing for him. And on screen right now you can see the helmet of Futuristic. It's a black helmet with the accents of the Brazilian flag to show respect today. Yeah, Senna, he was an amazing racer.
That's a really nice touch actually from Futuristic. That looks really cool.
There could be other drivers who also have helmets like this, but we don't know about that right now. But maybe we'll see something during the race.
So qualifying puts Icewind on pole by nearly half a second, so some incredible pace there straight away.
Yeah, he's been very quick lately. I think he's really found his pace and some more consistency as well in the F2 cars this season. And Pretorius again 5/10ths down. His qualifying pace hasn't been that strong lately, but yeah, he's gonna be very fast in the race, I'm sure. Oh, I'm gonna show the
Pushing
driver
to get to the
settings.
front of the grid, because I think he's leading the championship at the minute by
He's leading.
quite a margin.
Yeah, I think it's 24 points, and then down to Icewind in second place. So those two very much out in front right now. Ace Boy also towards the front. I don't think he's racing today. And then Legend behind in fourth place.
So we'll load into the race. Chief is taunting, saying that was a slow lap from Ice. Either taunting or sandbagging, I'm not sure. Just await the loading in of our drivers today, and then we can get on with the formation lap and see what action beholds us today. I believe it's going to be a dry race.
Yeah, during the qualifying it looked a bit cloudy, but now it seems to have cleared up a bit. I can't talk today. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's always I always find it quite tricky, the conditions when this are changeable. I always prefer it to either rain or be sunny.
Yeah.
It can be frustrating when it's bouncing back and forth between one or the other.
Yeah, for the racers it sure can be, but for the people watching the race it can be very fun to have changeable conditions.
As we set off on our formation lap now, Icewind leads us around.
We're going to take a quick look at the tire situation as well. We have Pretorius in third place starting on the medium tires, as well as Joel and Dragon in P11 and 12. But everybody else has opted for the soft tires at the start, so people are really trying to get a quick start here on this track and maybe pull away a few tenths from the guys on the mediums. Yeah, I think it's namely just Pretorius doing an interesting strategy choice here. He's trying to gain positions back after not the best qualifying to maybe get into the lead that way.
Did see a similar strategy from McKender in Spa last week.
Ooh,
He started on mediums as well. Oh, who is that? please tell me it's Otto. Quick backstory to the viewers. So we're normally T4 drivers, but I don't know if you race as well, but I race in the Gnosis tier as well now on a Friday. And after having a really good qualifying and some half-decent pace on this track, Scoto was commentating and cursed me phenomenally as I was coming into Ascari.
It was really amazing. He says people are keeping a clean, boosted mess, having a good race, and then you go into the wall. It was beautiful, really poetic.
So, any kind of vengeance I can get on Scoto today would be phenomenal. So yeah, so we're looking to Scoto to have a really good, clean, strong race here today.
Yeah, I think he's been looking very good on this track and very consistent, especially not really making any big mistakes. I think he'll be going for a good position today without any issues during the race. I think that's enough for now. Yep.
Yeah, on a serious note, that's us lining back up now, ready to commence. We're just waiting for Grenade Goran to make his way around because he's had a spin somewhere as well. Just positions himself in second position. There we go. I can't see the lights. Yes, I can see the lights now. I had a bit of a bad angle there, but 5 lights are on. And the 5 lights are now out. Icewind leads us away now for the Monza Grand Prix. Grenade Goran and Pretorius seem to be holding their position. It's been a fairly clean start from everybody. Looks like we're going to be 3 or 4 wide into the first corner further back here possibly. There's no major late dives there, although Grenade Goran looks like he's trying to have a go on Icewind. Manages to just hang on to it, which has given Pretorius a chance to get up into second position. So
now McKender going around the outside.
Side by side. Yeah, McKender's looking. There's a yellow flag in sector 1 somewhere towards the back there. I'm going to come down this front section here because we're going to go almost 3 wide, I thought, into this first chicane. Looks like things have maybe sorted themselves out, but McKender has had an amazing jump up.
And now those two guys are fighting. That's going to allow Pretorius to gain some time here, and he really wants to get away from them now. He's on the medium tires, so he's not going to be... I'd say he's not going to have the same grip as the drivers behind, so it's really good for him that McKender and Grenade Goran are fighting. So, and it's Grenade Goran around!
Somebody else went off. There's a few cars have gone off there. There's 1, 2, 3 cars have spun in that corner there. I'm amazed that's not a safety car.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of sympathy
and
spinning.
Joel's
Joel is out of
retired.
the race. Has he hit
Very bizarre.
Has he hit the rear tire in the wall?
That was
Oh, and
incredibly
Pretorius
strange.
is. Is there? Okay, there's a virtual safety car.
Yeah, race director deciding it's not serious enough for a safety car, which is odd. There's at least 3 or 4 cars involved in that. That was crazy.
I think all of them, well, except for Joel, of course, but the other guys managed to get back on track pretty well. By the way, Dragon had a really good start there, or at least a very good first lap, avoiding all that trouble and going up into 7th place on the mediums. Oh, McKender. No, I think that's just a timing screen. Never mind, everything's okay.
Crystals has had a really good jump. He's up 8 positions to get into 5th position now. So he's really benefited from the chaos at the beginning of the race here.
That does sound like a really good start there. That's a long virtual safety car, by the way. The whole main straight, and now they're still under virtual safety car. Still having to manage the delta.
There was something funny going on towards the back of the track there. I think Futuristic might have had an issue in the corner.
Oh, and
McKender's got
McKender takes the drive
penalty.
through. Yeah, that's gonna hurt his chances a lot.
Yeah.
He was in a really good position here, especially on the soft tires right behind Pretorius. But yeah, not looking too good now. In P5, by the way, right behind Gola, we have Jari, who's apparently driving an F2 car for the first time.
That's Jari, one of the stars of the Tier 1 F1 races at the minute.
And he is trying to overtake on Gola. He's going on the outside, but Gola still hangs on,
Oh,
but
that's a
slots in
very
behind.
late break. Very late break, and that's definitely a corner cut. He'll have almost certainly received a warning flag.
And there could be a
wide off the
second one,
corner
possibly.
afterwards,
Yeah. But yeah, still managed to make the overtake stick and up into 4th place now. He's going to be chasing after McKender.
But Pretorius is just outside, if the timing tower is correct, just outside that 1 second gap lane. That can't be right, he's right behind him.
Yeah, I think something's going on the timing screen.
Yeah, that's definitely not. Okay, there we are, 0.1, that's what I like it.
By the way, in the
DRS range. And he's going for a move.
Oh, he
Pretorius
is, yeah, he's
going
on the
for a move
outside.
to the outside of
Oh,
Iceland.
and he's
made
gone
a
past!
stick. Wow.
That was unexpected.
Yeah,
And now we have
that stick.
McKender right behind them still. And I think Crystal has gone past his teammate Gola.
Yep. Oh, and there's a bit of nudging going on into that chicane there as well. It looked
Oh,
like
and there's quite some people touching there, yep.
I think that was a Zyken and Skolta were getting a bit cozy with one another going through there, which may have caught Dragon or Alexander up in there as well. One of the two had a bit of a bad exit as a result.
Of course, Skorto, who has been having a very clean race so far.
Yeah, doing very well thus far. And he's
Oh!
there's a wiggle in the corner.
We call it. No, Jari's behind Crystals. Yeah, Crystals overtaking Jari. We completely missed that now. Oh.
Two side by side again. Pretorius and Icewind are now trading positions coming down the second DRS.
They're still
straight.
fighting it. McKender is also getting in on the action.
Icewind takes it back.
I think those soft tires are really helping right now. And now McKender has the chance to overtake Pretorius.
Yep, is he going to stay behind him here, or is he going to wait until the next DRS straight? He fancies a chance into Parabolica. This is risky.
They're both going to
He's
get
going
the
for it,
DRS
he's going
now.
for it.
Oh, it's going to be down to who's getting a better exit now. Looking pretty good for me. McKender
pits.
pulls into the pits. Ah, that's the drive-through penalty.
Ah, yeah, of course. Yeah, completely forgot about that.
Yeah,
So
McKender.
that promotes Crystals into 3rd position now then.
Yeah, I think McKender making sure not to.
Yari's
McKender.
having a go at. Was he? Yeah, looked like Yari wanted to have a look down the inside of Crystals there into the first chicane.
I think Jari might not quite have the braking points down yet in these F2 cars, so he's learning them as he goes. But he's going to be very quick towards the end of the race, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course, if this is truly his first time in the F2 cars as well, the rear wheel locking up situation is going to be something tricky to deal with. There's a spin in the first chicane that looks like it was Rene Gore and had a bit of a hold there. We've got two guys in the pits at the minute then, Larson and Alexander. Alexander's replacing his front wing, so he's had contact somewhere. Larson's coming out on a fresh set of mediums, so he's going to go to the end of the race with us. Alexander's doing the same. So I'm going to guess that was the bumping we saw in the first chicane earlier on.
By the way, Pretorius still attacking Icewind here, and he's about to get the DRS on the main straight again. Meanwhile, Jari also still trying to fight Crystal here, but Gola's still right behind with Dragon behind them as well. They're gonna form one big DRS train here.
We've got all aboard the Crystals train from 3rd position down to 6th at the minute. I'm just going to try and keep an eye on the lead here, because I think we might see another change of position. Although Pretorius has a little wiggle coming around the Parabolica, which has slowed him down a little bit. He does, of course, still have DRS and Slipstream though, so... And the fastest lap, despite that mistake, okay. So, it's going to be a late dive if he does decide to go for it.
Yeah, he has a lot of overspeed, but not quite enough to make the overtake before the first turn. So he's trying to... just going to stay behind for now.
Sensible decision, I think, there from Pretorius.
Oh, and Jari has gone straight on in the first chicane.
Yeah, just outbraked himself a little bit there. I wonder if he's going to get a penalty for going through. There's a few penalties flying in now for corner cutting, yeah.
Yeah.
Looked like Jari got 2 there, I'm not sure if I saw that right, I'll just check. He did not know, so it's just a 3-second time penalty for him. A couple guys in the pits now, Futuristic is one of them.
And now Gola getting a penalty.
Well. Yeah. It's actually quite easy to do when you're going through the likes of Ascari. Ascari's quite a... Well, Ascari and the first chicane, they're both penalty magnets, I would say.
Gorilla is now out of the DRS window of Crystal, so he's not going to be getting the DRS down this straight. Meanwhile, Dragon behind does have the DRS, and he's going to try to make an overtake on Gorilla now.
Side by side, we've got... What's that? Dragon and Gorilla,
And he's passed already, yeah.
Yeah.
So Dragon up into 4th position on the medium tires.
Oh,
Jari behind. Yeah, Jari's still struggling a bit, it seems.
Gorilla's not finished with Dragon yet, though. He looks like he's going to try and come back at him onto the start-finish straight now. Gets a good exit out of the Parabolica, that'll put him in a very good position. Of course, he is on the softer tyre as well.
Pretorius gaining on Icewind, but Icewind pulls into the pits after 4 laps. 5 laps, actually, sorry.
Yeah, so he will switch now. This will give Pretorius quite a bit of clean air now, so it's going to be interesting to see if Pretorius can keep the gap he has and extend it as far as possible.
Gorilla has done the attack on Dragon on the inside into the first chicane, so now Gorilla back in
Dragon's
second
coming
place
back.
on track.
Dragon's coming back on him. Fancy, he's going around the outside, or he's trying to. This is going to put him onto the inside for the next chicane. I wonder if he's going to hold that position. Oh, and he breaks out a bit early.
Yeah, I think that's a sensible thing to do into this chicane. There's a lot of things that can happen, especially spins in that turn. I'm sure in the F2 cars it's even worse than in the F1 cars. So yeah, maybe a good idea to stay a bit careful here and stay behind for now, because Dragon is gonna stay out a lot longer on these medium tires anyway. So you might as well just drive carefully and just try not to lose too much time.
Of course, he is still going to be well within range for the next few DRS zones as well, so... But to be fair though, Dragon running on the medium tyre there, maybe not such a bad thing if he does, just tuck in behind Gurla, who's on the softer compound.
Yeah, and he should be about to get the DRS.
In the last corner there.
I think he's... It almost looks like he's intentionally staying behind for now. But
that was strange. Yeah, Alexander looked like he had a spin. Looked like he was going to pit and then decided against it at the last minute and decided to... But I'm not sure what happened there.
Interesting.
Gurla's pitting in now from 3rd position, so that gives Dragon a bit of clean air now, so he'll be trying to close that gap to Pretorius as quick as he can.
Yeah, Dragon of course doesn't have the DRS right now because he decided to overtake Gorla on the back straight, so no time gain from that then.
Does Makender pit? He does indeed, so Makender pitting for his medium set of tyres now as well.
Okay, so everybody on the soft tyres now pitted, and everybody's going to be on the medium tyres for the rest of, well, not for the rest of the race, but until the medium runners decide to pit for the softs.
So and those guys, of course, are Pretorius and Dragon. They're the only guys that are still running on the same set of tyres they started this race with.
Gorla back out in 5th position, right ahead of Jari. Those two guys are going to keep fighting now. Both have done their pit stop, so it's now going to be 4th position. Does
carry, in fact, both of them carrying penalties, so, and both of them are 3-second penalties as well.
Oh, Alexander retires.
Alexander, that's in Ascari. What's happened there?
I think there's some kind of safety car, virtual safety car, yes, VSC.
Can't quite see where his car is. It looks like it's just on the exit of Ascari, which I'm gonna guess could have been a similar thing to what I did early in the week. You kind of just get the second, you know, Ascari's made it 3 corners, and if you get that second corner, the right-hand corner, just ever so slightly wrong, or cut the curve just a little bit too much, it unsettles the car significantly. Wonder if that's what's happened to him. That's very unfortunate. Crystal
Oh,
picks up a
Crystal.
drive-through.
Yeah, another one. So that's probably his race over as well if there's not gonna be a safety car.
Yeah.
McKender, of course, the other guy who had the drive-through penalty, now in last place in 13.
Oh, Jari looks like he. Oh, okay. Looked like he was going to have a go into Parabolica on Gurla there. He thought better of it and slotted back in behind him. This is
We're
probably
seeing
the closest battle we have on track. And
Oh,
Crystal picks up another
Crystal-
penalty
Oh.
from speeding.
Yeah,
And the
that's
tyres, yeah.
very
expected
suboptimal there. Really
Jari's going
unfortunate.
for a move here.
And he's made it stick for now, but Gorla has the chance to come back now on the straight. Well, it's not a straight, it's a bend, but almost feels like a straight because these cars, I think, can go flat out here just like the F1 cars can.
Yeah, but it's not over
And
yet.
Gorla,
looked like he got a good
he's
slingshot
taking the
there.
inside here. Yeah, he's taking the inside into the chicane, but he backed out of it. He braked just a bit earlier and Jari up into 4th place.
Further back, we've got another little squabble shaping up here between Grenadier Gorn and Skolto. Grenadier Gorn is just over 1/10 behind Skolto at the minute, and looking like he wants to make a move. He decides not to. Lives to fight another day.
And that's a 3-second penalty for Jari now.
Yep, I think that might be his second one. It is. That puts him up to 6 seconds now. Oh, a bit of a messy Lesmo 1 there from Grenadier Gorn. That's cost him a few tenths, but he is immediately closing that back again now.
And he has the
Dragon
DRS.
picks up a penalty now as well.
Yeah, everybody seems to be collecting penalties today. Only Icewind and Pretorius out in front not having penalties, and then Larson and McKenna at P11 and 12.
So, oh, and Grenadier Gorn spun coming out of the final part of Ascari, and it looked like he was going to reverse onto the track into McKenna there. I think he luckily ghosted at just the right time. No damage, just a spin, so some very hot tyres and gets back on the way again.
Meanwhile, we have Gorla making the move again on Jari, so those two swapping positions every lap now. Gorla keeping it for now, but Jari has the chance to do the switchback.
But Zykin is slowly going to be hunting the pair of them down now, to assume as well. He's going to try and get that gap as small as possible. Of course, he's going to profit from Jari's 6-second time penalties, if he can keep it clean.
It should also be about time for the medium runners to pit for the soft tires, I
Oh,
think.
and
for
McKenna.
both Pretorius
McKenna
and
looks
Jack.
like he's going to go for a move on John Baton here now. Sorry to cut you up there, they're getting very close. Looked like McKenna was going to try and go down the inside. He's
Oh,
very
he
close.
tried.
It's interesting, we see that
Pretorius
quite a lot.
pitting.
Yeah, we see that quite a lot of drivers trying to sling it down the inside into that second chicane, but it never seems to work out for them, which makes you wonder if it's worth just staying behind the car and avoiding trying to pull next to it, because otherwise you're on the inside, almost on a defensive line, which is not ideal for cornering when you should really be in an offensive position,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. It's kind of hard to explain, but yeah. So
We have
McKenna-
Jari right behind Gola, and he's got a really good exit out of the Parabolica. I think that's going to be a very early move here on the straight, and he has the DRS assistance as well. Pretorius
Okay.
right behind Icewind now after the pit stops. So Icewind might be able to hold Pretorius up for a bit.
Kender did manage to get moved on John Batong in the second DRS straight. He's now side by side with Skolto coming around the Parabolica. He's on the outside. They're still side by side coming over the start-finish straight now.
Yeah, and I think they're touching tires a bit as well. But now Skorda without the DRS a bit slower on the straight now, and McKenna is past
Going to
before
put him
the
under
first
pressure
turn.
from John Batong as well.
Ooh, and I think there was a touch there. But they all managed to get through the turn rather cleanly still. And now Larson is right behind them as well. He's going to get into that battle.
So we've got a wild fight for the tail end of the grid here, and the final couple of points being positions.
And of course also the reverse grid pole position. That could be very interesting to watch.
Exactly. P8 of course does win pole position for the sprint race.
But I think McKendry has a really good chance of going going very quickly and leaving these guys behind. Skordo's already out of the DRS window before this straight, so I think he's going to be able to pull away for now.
Dragon is now pitting for his set of soft tyres, so let's keep an eye on Icewind and Pretorius and see if that duo managed to get past.
I believe that Dragon was 5 seconds behind Pretorius before the pit stop, so he should be ahead of Jari when he comes out of the pits.
Yeah, that's the Icewind and Pretorius crossing the line there past Dragon. Jari's just in the distance there as Dragon rejoins the race.
Skordo's now going to have a tough time defending this against 2 cars with DRS assistance and slipstream behind him. Oh, and John Betong is making the move before the Parabolica, and now Skordo's down to 10th. I wonder who's going to get the DRS assistance here now. I think Skordo did not manage to get the DRS, so he didn't get the DRS and got overtaken as well, so not very lucky from him there.
Icewind's got his work cut out right now. He's on some used medium tyres and he's got Pretorius with a fresh set of softs all over the back of him right now.
Yeah, I can't imagine that being an easy task there, because Pretorius has definitely shown a lot of pace in F2 last season and this season as well. And he's very much chasing after Icewind now with the DRS assistance down the straight as well. So on the main straight we might be seeing a big battle here.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't think he will try and do any moves just yet until he gets to the next DRS straight. That's the safest place to go on the offensive, as we see a few more position changes from further back. That's between John Betong and Skorto there again.
Oh yeah, Skorto's taking it back. Yeah, Skorto back up into 9th place then.
Good little squabble back there.
We also have Gorla still hanging on to the back of Jari, so we might still see more fighting from those two.
So meanwhile, Pretorius is closing that gap to Icewind now. He's got DRS. He's going to sling it to the outside of the first chicane here, which will put him onto the inside for the next part of it. He's made the move.
Yeah, and Icewind already 3/10ths behind at the end of that straight, so the DRS assistance really helps a lot with these cars. And in Monza, of course, you have a very long straight here. Icewind's still hanging on to Pretorius though, and he's gaining as well, so he might still fancy a move down to the chicane.
Yeah, I mean, if you can hang on to the back of Pretorius, I wonder if an idea for Icewind would perhaps be to just try and stay within DRS range and within the slipstream until the final lap, make the move on the start-finish straight, and then try and defend that first position to the line. As we see, I think there's a spin in the first chicane. I think that was Makender had a little bit of a moment. That's pushed him right back down into the clutches of Skorto and John Betong, who are still fighting.
He's right back to fighting those other guys, and Grenade Goran is going to have a chance to catch back up now as they're fighting. And Icewind does manage to hang on to the back of Pretorius for now, so it might be a good idea here if he can manage to stay within the DRS window to just wait for now and try to make the move at the very end.
Gerla's picking up a 3-second time penalty there. That puts him up to 6 seconds as well, which means Gerla and Jari are directly fighting each other for position right now. As Icon, who's behind them, has 5 seconds. Futuristic somehow has got 8 seconds, so he's been having a bit of a difficult race, although that shouldn't affect him because Makender is currently 15 seconds behind. So yeah, we're going to see a bit of... No, we're not actually. We're not going to see any position swapping, strangely. So we've got penalties for P3 all the way down to P7, and they're all different amounts, but because they're all in order, there's going to be no position changes if the guys stay in their current positions.
Makender has, by the way, managed to get 3 seconds back on Skordo, so Makender really flying right now, with Skordo behind, trying to defend from those two... is it the high-tech cars? I never know the cars. But yeah, those two teammates fighting behind him, Grenade Goran and John Betong, both trying to get past Skordo, but they're costing each other time by fighting each other instead.
Yeah, tripping over each other a little bit at the minute. You would wonder if maybe a bit of team orders might help them sort themselves out there. You know, for all the joking around I was doing at the beginning of this race, Skorto's actually doing really well to defend that position. He's been holding that position for quite a while now and not letting anyone by him. He's been driving really well, in fact.
Yeah, and that's against cars that have the DRS assistance as well, so he's really managing to keep them behind very, very well. As now Grenade Goran gets a pretty good run out of here. That could be a move, potentially.
Skorto's going to go defensive here. Yep, he positions his car in the middle of the racetrack. That's going to force Grenade Goran onto the outside. He takes the bait. He's gonna ride.
Oh, and they touched! Oh, Grenade Goran spinning and going off track there. Icewind took a penalty. Yeah, that's gonna very much hurt his chances. I don't think Pretorius is gonna get a penalty here in the last 2 laps, but there's still a chance. There's still a chance, so Icewind's gonna hang on to the back of him still.
Icewind's second position will be safe for now, despite the penalty. But yeah, he's gonna be praying that he puts enough pressure on Pretorius to force another error from him.
Oh, and I think something happened to his Aiken there. He's lost a little bit of time and lost a position to Futuristic now.
Yeah, he did. I think he had a spin in the first chicane there, so a little bit of a yellow flag there. And Yari picks up another time penalty, so this is going to hurt Yari now, because now the penalties are no longer in order. So his 9 seconds will drop him to 5th position and promote Gerla into 4th, as things currently stand.
Yeah, Gerla, by the way, having a really good race again. He's been driving very cleanly and very quickly as well. He's gained a lot of time from last season, I'd say. A lot of race pace.
But we might see a couple of position changes at the end here. So Yari will probably lose out to Gerla on penalties. Futuristic will drop 1 position and swap with his Zykin, and I think Skorto will be demoted down to 10th and promote Betong into 9th.
Icewind, by the way, gaining on Pretorius on the main straight, but I don't think it's quite enough to make a move. So Icewind staying behind for now. I think he's just trying to play it safe now that he has a penalty, just to make sure that Dragon doesn't somehow get past. So it seems that the strategy of medium soft worked quite well here. Both Pretorius and Dragon running that strategy, of course, and they both made up positions in the race now.
It's interesting because we saw that in Spa last week as well with Makenda. He went for the reverse strategy despite starting quite near the front of the grid. I think he had a few errors somewhere which cost him... well, actually no, he didn't. He finished 3rd if I remember right, and then 2nd he was our driver of the day, of course. So he made that strategy work quite well as well.
Oh, Skordo going for a very good dive here. There was a bit of contact there though, but he managed to get past John Betong even though he didn't have the DRS and John did. It's a very interesting move here into turn 1.
Yep, of course that's not going to save him, I don't think, with the penalties. Unfortunately, he will drop a few positions at the end of this race.
Yeah, he's gonna likely drop back into 11th place and out of the points.
Yeah, I think so too.
But yeah, still very good defensive driving.
Oh, meanwhile at the front, that gap is closing a lot as Pretorius crosses the line. Oh my goodness, that was close. That was very close. But yeah, of course, Iceland with the penalty. If we took the penalty out of the equation, that would have been...
that would have been a perfect photo finish there.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. So Pretorius takes the feature race win here. There's a yellow flag in Ascari.
Oh, there is. That might have been Zhong.
That is, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Gone around.
Oh, and that means Skorda does get points now, because now John Betong is 8 seconds behind, and he also has 5 seconds of penalties. So yeah, he's lost positions through that. Not exactly sure what happened there, but I'm sure there was some kind of contact with these cars being so close all race.
As they cross the line there then, we do see Larson goes up into 9th, Skorto's going to be in 10th, John Betong's going to finish 11th, and Grenade Goran will round out the grid in 12th.
Yeah, Grenade Goran getting a bit unfortunate there at the race start, and now down to the back of the grid at the end of the race there.
Spinning wildly over the finish line, but we got there in the end.
So somebody who's in a really good position now for the sprint race is Makender, because we've seen his pace before. He's really quick in these F2 cars, and I'm expecting him to drive away rather quickly if he gets a good start at the sprint race now, and it's going to be hard for anybody to catch him.
Yep, so Pretorius takes the feature race victory here today.
And he takes the fastest lap as well, which is going to give 2 extra points.
Yep. So he's going to extend his lead in the championship even more. Gerla actually had a really decent race today, 4th position. That was incredibly good effort from him. Yari, it has to be said, despite the spins and a couple of lockups, considering this is his first believe his first race in the F2 car, has a very respectable 5th position finish there as well.
Yeah, I think the time penalties really made a big difference in this race. For example, if you take Jari, if he didn't have any penalties, he'd be in P3 right now on the podium.
Yeah.
So very much matters how many penalties you get. It's easy to do here in Italy, in the F1 cars just as much as in the F2 cars, and we're seeing the results of that in the standings now.
Just excuse my silence for a second while I try and get Crystals invited back in, because I think he's dropped out from the lobby right now.
Yes, he's not showing as in the lobby for me right now.
Okay, I've sent him an invite, so hopefully that gets him in. Dragon in chat says Crystals did the rage quit. Crystals is in, okay, excellent. So I think he's just going to make that in time for the sprint race here now.
So Crystal has now done the rage rejoin.
Yep.
And we're looking forward to seeing a very strong rage race from him now.
Of course, the sprint race is always considerably more frantic than the feature races, because there's less laps to get your jobs done, and the drivers, of course, know this.
Absolutely. Right, so
McKender leads us away on the formation lap.
Yeah, let's run through the grid here real quickly. So we have McKender, who has really good pace on these F2 cars on pole, and then Futuristic and Azaken behind. They're two pretty strong drivers in F2 as well. We've seen some really good defensive drives from them. I think especially from Futuristic, we saw some really good defensive driving lately. Then we have Jari, who's a bit of an unknown variable here. I think he's got really good pace, but he sometimes just misses the braking points. So, could be interesting to watch for the race. Gola having a really good race here in Italy. And then the three very strong drivers of Dragon, Icewind and Pretorius, who are going to be trying their best to make up positions now. And we're already seeing corner cuts in the formation lap.
I think there's been a spin or something towards the back, because yeah, Crystals is actually out of position at the minute. So a bit of spicing is going on at the back there, I think. I don't know if it'll show on the during the race here, but I noticed that at the beginning of the previous race, there's actually two marshals on the right-hand side of the track, if you get the right camera view. And they wave the flags perfectly in unison. In fact, looking down the straight here now, all of the marshals are waving the flags in exactly...
Oh, that's quite amazing. Yeah, how did they do that choreography?
That's really impressive.
Amazing.
So yeah,
That's really really mesmerizing to look at, really. I don't think I'll be able to look at anything else all race. I kind of want to see a safety car now, because I want to see them wave the yellow flags.
I can't unsee it anymore. Okay, so McKender lining us up now.
Yeah, it's going to take a bit for everybody to get back to the start finish, especially Crystal, who apparently had a spin on the formation lap.
Yeah, a couple of big gaps there. There's actually a few guys out of position, so yeah, there's a bit of strangeness going on there. But Crystals is lining up now, so this race will get underway momentarily. Flesh is complaining that I've really came down. I'm a goal farm, yeah, you do that. So,
did we lose a driver here or something? Yeah, I was wondering what's happening. I think everybody's on the grid, so I'm not quite sure what's happening. Could have something to do with Crystal being desynced of some kind.
Yeah, Crystals is ghosted. I mean, the marshals are still cheerfully waving their green flags together, so they seem to be happy with what's going on. Yeah, I think it could be Crystals having an issue. His car's kind of ghosted and sort of glitching around a little. I don't know, it's sort of wiggling around a wee bit.
It is wiggling, so we might have to wait for Crystal to leave the lobby now and rejoin.
course, it's a bit risky now for any of the drivers to quickly type to us and let us know who it is that's loading. They'll have a list of all the driver names down the right-hand side of their screen right now. They'll be able to see who successfully joined, who hasn't. It is
Oh,
Crystals,
I've got a box splat.
and I've crashed.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I think we've both crashed.
This is not good. I'm going to very quickly try and get back in.
So will I. We'll do our best to get the game back ready for you guys.
Oh no, we need invites.
Yep, I'm seeing that too.
Oh, this is bad. This is bad. So if any of the drivers can hear us, or if any of the crew chiefs are speaking to the drivers, can somebody politely ask one of them to quickly AI themselves and
I'm just gonna write 2 random drivers now.
Send
We'll
us
hope
some
to get the
invites.
stream back soon. That is very interesting what happened here.
That's really strange. Yeah, I must have been. I don't know.
Something
guess
about
that's- I guess that's-
spectators watching here.
Cody's or something, because we both dropped out there, and so did Crystals.
Yeah, it has to be. That is very interesting.
So if everyone just bears with us, please, and we will get the stream back as quick as we can.
Yeah, so now when you look at the race, you can clearly see a lot of good overtakes here. Very interesting race start, a lot of position changes already. Everybody on the medium tires, of course, for the race. Yeah, that is something I actually saw before we crashed out. Lots of the trying to get back in here.
Yeah, Gerla, you are a legend. Thank you very much. I think that should be me just about in. Have you got an invite?
I have not yet.
I will fire you on now then.
Alright. And we're about to get back into the race then.
Once I find you, where even are you? There you are.
There we go.
Okay, right, I'm gonna ready up in. Should be safe. Oh, I've readied up, haven't I? Was this a mistake? I should be safe.
I am not sure. I think you should be safe because the race has already started. Yeah, so we did once at night today. It's very dark. You can't really see anything on the cameras, but we can of course see the whole race.
Okay,
It's
we're
very
back in,
interesting.
and annoyingly, we've got 2 DNFs and a yellow flag and a safety car.
Oh, really?
Unbelievable.
So the race start really was as interesting as I described it.
Damn it, Codemasters. Why? So Makenda is leading at the minute. Futuristic is in 2nd position with his Icon and Yari behind him. Icewind is in 5th. Skortle's in 6th. Pretorius has managed to jump up 1 position into 7th. He's got John Baton behind him in 8th. We then have Larson in 9th. And then Dragon, Alexander, Gerla, and Grenade Goran, who's just leaving the pit, so he's been involved in something. I'm going to assume he had damage. Everybody on the medium tyres, of course. And yeah, Crystals has retired rather than DNF. I'm going to question if that's perhaps because of the connection issues.
Yeah, so apologies
and Joel has
for
DNF'd.
apologies for the issues we're having right now, but we're back into the race, and yeah, as you can see, a lot of position changes already. Out in front, there isn't a lot of change. We have Makender, Futuristic, Azaken, and Jari still keeping their position. But yeah, Dragon losing out hard at the race start, and Gorla potentially being involved in something as well, with Grenade Goring having gone into the pits.
I think Grenade Goran must have sped in the pits as well. He's got a 5-second time penalty.
Yes, that looks like it. I think we still have everybody. We should have everybody on the medium tire still. Yes.
As if missing the action isn't bad enough, we have a safety car, which means we're going to be
We're going to be missing
maybe
more
another
action.
lap or so. Yeah.
I think we can do we can just do guessing what happened at the race start. So I think that Crystal and Joel must have been pretty close at the race start. So maybe something just happened between those two.
Let's see what the position changes tell us. So Skorto's actually up 4 positions. So the top 4 have stayed exactly where they are. Icewind's managed to gain 2 positions, and Skorto's jumped up 4. Pretorius
And
obviously
Larson is
gained 1.
pitting, by the way.
Oh, that's odd. Why is he doing that? Does he have damage? No, he's just...
Oh, he's going for the softs.
I see. Oh, okay. I see what he's doing here.
And
Grenade
Grenade Goran going into the pits again and picking up another 5-second penalty as he does so.
So he's going to switch to softs as well, I assume.
Yeah, probably.
Please don't rage quit because we're running a bit low cars at this point. He's going
It's
for
going to be
mediums. Huh?
very interesting choice.
Okay, so Grenade Goran pitting for a fresh set of mediums.
Is that even a fresh set? Because
Actually,
to
yeah,
me
you're
it's
right,
showing
it did look one.
it is old tires. So he's on 2-lap-old mediums now for some reason. He's gone back onto his previous set.
He
That's an
served his 5
interesting strategy
seconds as well.
choice. Well, he did, but I think he got another 5-second penalty as he went
there
into
is.
the pits this time. Yep. So yeah, interesting choices here. But for Larson, it should be looking pretty good. He's going to be in 12th position, but he's going to be on very quick soft tires for a bit of the race. But it's going to be hard to make them last.
He can, because I think the safety car might come in this lap. So Larson really needs to put the foot down and get to the back of that grid quick now. I would expect to see the message pop up.
I don't think it's coming in. I think it's staying out another lap because there is such a big gap down to Larson and Goran, and it does stay out for another lap. So we're only going to have 7 laps of racing then.
But this is going to be frantic then. I mean, the drivers will know that they only have 7 laps left as well after this, so they're going to be pushing like daft to get their positions done. Larson's definitely going to be one to watch here.
I'm looking forward to watching Scordo. He's up into 6th place. He somehow managed to get past Pretorius at the race start.
Yeah, he's been driving very defensively today, so I've been really impressed with it.
Yeah, if he manages to hang on to that 6th position for a bit and keep Pretorius behind, maybe he can benefit off the slipstream and the DRS of Icewind.
Also,
That would be very helpful.
Another glimpse there, just a shout out to the marshals who are now gleefully waving their yellow flags in unison together.
Oh yeah, we're seeing it in the background as well. Absolutely beautiful.
Stunning.
Oh, who doesn't love watching marshals in their natural habitat?
Flash Rivers asking for the map.
The
Can
map.
you please put
Yes,
the map
we can.
on stream.
1 second, we can get the
We
map
will,
on stream.
Happily oblige to that
Yeah.
one.
So now we can see Goran just gone through the first chicane while everybody else is going through the second chicane and now into the Lesmos. So Grenade Goran is going to be able to catch up pretty soon, and I believe that the safety car is going to come in.
Yeah. I certainly hope so. I'm looking forward to seeing some more action. That's one big gap. That is a big gap. There's
there's
some funny pit stops going on there.
Was there position changes there? I just saw something pop up.
There shouldn't be. Safety cars in this lap. Okay, here we go.
And Grenade Goran has caught up to the back of everybody else, so everybody's going to be in a line waiting for the race to restart now.
Still strange that he didn't switch onto the softs though.
I think it might have been.
There.
Yeah, it could have just been a misclick, possibly. I'm not exactly sure what else that could have been. McKendry leading the pack now, going pretty slowly, I'd say, warming up the tires down the straight, and everybody else is weaving behind him as well.
It'll be interesting to see when he drops it and goes for it. Then we've seen in previous tiers people going quite slowly all the way up to the line almost, because it's such a long way down to the first chicane.
And McKendry is still going slowly, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in these F2 cars, because you don't have the battery, and you can't just put the car in overtake.
And he's gone for it.
Yeah, he has.
Futuristic has gone with him. Look how
And those
close
are
he
the
is.
only 2 that have actually gone, because everybody behind took a bit longer to start, and now they're all over the back of each
Yari
other.
are side by side into the first chicane here. Yari's got the inside line. He dives. He's got it. Icewind right behind him.
Pretorius taking the inside on Scordo as well, but now Scordo has the chance to get back at him, but not getting the best run out of the chicane here, and now John is right behind as well.
Yep.
Just as Dragon is. Dragon is making up positions again as well.
His Icon is actually stuck on the outside of this corner now and can't get pulled back in because there's a train coming down the inside of him. Icewind's gonna break.
Oh, somebody's gone straight on. I think that's Jari. Jari has gone
Yep.
straight through the chicane there.
I think he's outbraked himself. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. I don't know why. I think that was a delay
I think Gorla.
to Jari.
I think something must have happened to Gola. He's lost a few positions there. Yeah, that's a shame for Gola.
So tight. The whole grid is so tight still. This is awesome.
Yeah, and the top 2 are fighting hard for position. Futuristic really wants that lead from McKendry.
Yep, kind of leads us.
Oh,
to
Icewind
Jari.
trying to make a move here. Icewind trying to make a move on his Aiken.
And he's done it. He's done
He's
it.
done it through his Kari.
Icon's had to be
Very wide, and now Pretorius
looks like he's going to go for it.
Yeah, Pretorius made the move on his Aiken there as well. Now Pretorius going past Icewind. But he sticks behind for now. Yeah, he slots him behind and tries to get a good run out of the Parabolica instead.
That's exactly what I was talking about in the previous race. People looking like they want to make a move, and by doing so are putting themselves off the racing line, which maybe isn't the best thing to do when you're not confident you're going to get the move done.
Pretorius now taking the outside into the chicane. and he's made the move stick already. It seems like Pretorius has a really good setup for the straights here. I think his car is going a lot faster than some other cars. Every time they go down the straight and try to make overtakes. And now we have Scordo, John, and Grenade Goran behind each other again, and with Larson behind them as well. It's the exact same drivers as in the feature race. But Scordo trying to make the move back on Dragon, trying to get that position back.
Pretorius is not safe yet. He's still on
Oh, and there's a spin!
There's a spin at the back.
That's John! John again!
And Gerla.
Into
Gerla's
the wall.
off too. I think there are separate incidents, but Gerla looks like he's had a spin for the back as well. There is some carbon fibre lying at the side of the track. Yeah, Gerla's missing quite a bit of his front wing. John Batong, I'm trying to see if he's got any damage as well or not. It's hard to tell at the minute. Cannot get a camera angle on John Batong's car here to see what his front wing looks like.
Larson, by the way, on the soft tires.
John Baton got away with that.
Larson on the soft tires now, right behind Scordo and Grenade Goran. He's gonna get... I think DRS might have been enabled already, I don't know. But
Goran
he's
did
gonna
a really
try to
good
make a
move
move
there.
here. And yeah, really good move into the Parabolica, and now Larson is trying to make a move as well on those soft tires. He's gonna be a bit quicker out of the turn, but Scordo looking pretty good on the straight now. They're going side by side.
Neither of them have... No, of course neither of them have DRS because it's not been enabled yet, but
Yeah.
Larson is getting very cozy with Scorto coming around the first chicane there.
Oh,
There's a wheel bump.
Oh, yeah. That must have been a bit scary for Scordo there.
Gerla retires
Oh,
from the session.
Gola retires. Okay, that's probably in the pits then.
That is, yep. So he's had enough of this race.
By the way, Icewind and Pretorius fighting for position again. Those two really want to... They really want to battle each other.
The back of Futuristic as well, coming into the second DRS straight. He's close enough that he could launch an attack here.
Oh, and he's getting a really good run as well. I think there was... I think Futuristic went a bit wide there onto the grass, and now Jari in a perfect position to take that position. Take that place away from him.
Side though, Futuristic does tuck back in, so Jari getting that move done. Oh,
Yeah,
and cuts the corner. Yeah, I saw that coming. He was way over the corner in the second section of Scary there.
Yeah, you really don't want to be collecting penalties in the sprint race because you don't have a lot of laps to get penalties in, which means that there's going to be a lot of drivers ready to benefit from your penalties.
So Futuristic will desperately want to get that gap closed now to... Pretorius is going to want to close that gap to Futuristic now to try and...
Yeah, he really
involve the
doesn't...
top three there.
He really doesn't want Icewind in his DRS window either. Icewind launching an attack now on him into the first turn, but staying behind for now.
Futuristic isn't finished with Jari yet either. He looks like he's going to try and come back at him. He's closing that gap quite rapidly around the third corner here. He's really closing that gap now into the second chicane. He's not close enough to do anything about it yet, but he's certainly lining himself up for a move after the Lesmos. A bit of dust being kicked up in the background there. That's from the Icewind v Pretorius fight, P4 at the minute. Again, Icewind also getting very close. Pretorius picking up a 3-second time penalty.
Oh, and that's going to hurt him. Now, Icewind is going to have a pretty easy time getting past him before the end of the race, but Azaken and Dragon are also within that 3-second window right now, I guess. So Pretorius potentially losing a lot of positions to that. Especially because he's gonna lose more time as he's defending from Icewind. Oh, and Pretorius almost spinning there! There's a lot of wheel spin there in the middle of his carry. And now Icewind right on the back.
Is he gonna go for into Parabolica? This is risky.
He's tucking in for now, he wants the DRS.
That's a wise choice, I think.
Yeah, I think there's some really good places to stay behind for a bit longer on this track, and now Icewind really close and getting a really good run as well with the slipstream and the DRS now. Should be a pretty easy overtake before the end of the straight. And meanwhile, Azaken is gaining and gaining. He's almost in the DRS window, and he is now in the DRS window, which could be interesting out of the Lesmos.
Kender is on a charge at the minute, puts in the fastest lap of the race, and he's over a second and a half ahead of Jari as well. There's a yellow flag in Sector 1 though. I think that's John Batong and Alexander have had a bit of a touch or something going on there. Doesn't look like there's any damage on either car there, just time lost on both of them.
By the way, Larson definitely struggling on those softs now. I think that might not have been the optimal tire choice.
And Jari picks up another time penalty.
Oh, he does!
I think that's another time penalty. It is, that's 6 seconds.
That's gonna drop him
race.
down. That's gonna drop him down a lot of positions. I think he's currently P8 or 9 with that. That's gonna very much hurt the point total that he's gonna get today.
Yep.
Pretorius, by the way, back on the rear of Icewind now, and he's gonna try to launch an attack on the main straight. With Azaken is losing a bit more time now, so he's gonna have to fight to hang on to that 3-second window to Pretorius now.
Got just 1 lap to go after this one now. Icewind takes the fastest lap of the race now. He's under 5 from Pretorius and is on the defensive line on the inside there. Pretorius looks like he's going to sail past on the outside. He does. So this pair fighting is costing both of them dearly because the top 3 are pulling away from them.
Yeah, but it's gonna hurt Pretorius a lot more because of that 3-second penalty. Both Azaken and Dragon still have a chance of gaining positions here from the penalty. And they also have to hang on to the backs of them to stay within the 6-second window of Jari.
Oh my
who has
god,
2 penalties.
more penalties.
Oh, he does. Oh.
That's 9th position, I think. I think that's all the way down to 9th, just about. So
Yeah, it
Alexander
should
picks
be.
up a penalty now as well.
Yes. Oh, however, Grenade Goran also has a 5-second penalty, so maybe not quite that far down. Could still be points for Jari here.
Grenade Goran looking like he's keen to close that gap to Dragon and get a move on him at some point. So within this 1 second DRS, Icewind is closing the gap to Pretorius again. Gonna hope for a good exit out of Parabolica here to get DRS time to start finish straight.
And we see Icewind gaining again, and I think that's going to be another position change. They've been swapping positions a lot this race, as well as in the feature race before.
Makes sense. So I mean, of course, this is somewhat irrelevant because of the penalty of Pretorius, but assuming they were racing for position at this point, that is the correct move, I would say, to make the pass there. That puts you in front of the other guy, which means you can now defend all the way to the finish line. There's a yellow flag.
And that's Jean Betong
That's a retirement.
retiring from the race.
What's happened there? We're not going to get a safety car, of course. This is the last lap, so we're safe from that. But yeah, that was strange. I missed that. I'm not sure what happened there.
Azaken, by the way, 2.8 seconds behind Pretorius. That's going to be a very close battle to the end of the race here.
Yeah, he's going to be hanging on to that gap for dear life right now. You see, Futuristic has a penalty and Jari has a penalty, so this is going to...
Oh, and Icewind has a penalty as well. Oh, that's going to be very close. Pretorius almost spinning in Ascari again. That's going to be very close to the finish line. I think Pretorius, with that little mistake there, might have just lost the chance to take 4th place here. And Jari is into the lead. Jari took and McKendry now back into P1 on track. I think that's going to be... Oh, that's such a close finish here. Jari right behind the car of McKendry. And now Jari dropping down the field because of the penalty. Dragon also really close to Azaken. Azaken taking P3 by 8 thousandths of a second now because of the time penalty. So Azaken really managing to hang on well to those 2 guys, and he managed to take so many positions from it at the end. Oh, what an exciting finish to that race.
Yeah. I was literally, just as Icewind picked up the penalty, I was just about to say how he's going to benefit and jump into P2 there. That was really unfortunate. I don't know how to call driver of the day here. So the top 3 finish where they started. Icewind manages to move himself up. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's gonna be...
How do we call driver of the day? I almost feel like we should maybe start splitting this.
It's really tough. It's really tough. Honestly, if Jari didn't get as many penalties as he did, I would have given it to him, but
I'm leaning towards Icewind maybe for driver of the day. He seems to have been the most consistent across both races today.
yeah, Icewind has done really well, and he had the pace to fight Pretorius for quite a long while in both races. I kind of almost want to give it to Gola because he had the retirement in the sprint race, but he was doing really well in the feature race. He was going very quickly and very consistently as well, which impressed me.
I'm really struggling with this. Tough to say. Chief
Can
is,
I see the qualifying results somewhere? I want to see the qualifying results again. Yeah,
I mean, when you look at the overall weekend results, we've got Pretorius topping the top.
Honestly, I think Ocean Chief isn't wrong there. I think Futuristic had a really good race. He made up positions in the feature race, hung on to that position quite well there. I don't think he had a lot of penalties either. I think he had one penalty in the sprint race as well, but very good P2 finish from him. So I think we could give it to Futuristic.
I would be happy with that. Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. Seems to have benefited very well from just keeping the drive.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's really important, especially in these F2 cars, to just stay consistent, stay on track, and make sure you're not involved in any incidents, and also get as few penalties as possible in this race today. So yeah, very good drive from Futuristic here, and I think he deserves that driver of the day.
Absolutely, I'm happy with that decision as well.
Right.
And we can speak to him now, as I pull him straight into the interview
Wonderful.
for the first one today. Hello, Futuristic.
Hello.
Driver of the day. That's
Thank you.
some lovely consistent driving from you today. Struggled a bit in the feature race, but a very solid P2 in the sprint race. That was incredible done. How was that for you?
As you said, the feature race was a bit messy. Got spun around in Lesmo 2 on the opening lap. And it was basically a fight back for even points, which I managed at the end because I had this overspeed. I had the speed compared to the guys around me. So, and everyone got a 5-second into the pit lane. So it was easy enough to stay ahead of them since everyone had a 5-second behind me, as I did. So yeah, the P8 or P7 was decent after the turn or lap ones, and yeah, as you said, the sprint race. Yeah, my heart was in my throat basically.
What happened at the start of the sprint race? Can you tell us about? Because we actually both DC'd and so did Crystal. So and then when we got back in, it was safety car. So have you got any information you can give us about the start of the second race?
Well, this I didn't have the start I was looking for compared to the feature race, where I had a blunder off a start. It was amazing. Here and I slotted in P2, and it was a train with P1, P2, P3, and P4, and then when it was side-by-side action behind P4, I think, and someone spun out in turn 1, and it was early safety car. So that's basically what you missed. So
it was a spin that caused that then.
Yeah, basically. And then the safety car restart. Holy shit! I had my tires up to temperature, but and I had to run on. Oh, was it? Who was leading that safety car restart? It was orange.
I can't even remember.
Was it McKender?
It was
Yeah,
probably McKender. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he kept the lead of the race for quite a long time in that race.
Yeah, and I had a run on him into turn 1, and we were side by side, which was my closest. It was the closest I been to a victory, but yeah, I couldn't keep up the pace with him, and then Then Jari showed a really good performance in both races, and the pace he showed when he overtook me, I was just hanging on for dear life in his DRS for a potential P1, since I saw him got he had penalties. So I hoped that he would catch McKender and put the pressure on him and cause the mistake. So
Yeah, I
which
mean, Yari,
didn't happen. So yeah,
he definitely had the pace today. I think it was his first time in an F2 car.
yeah, it was
In
really
a
good.
league race, so he did actually all right, but he struggled with penalties a bit, probably just getting used to the how sluggish the F2 cars feel in the corners, and I think he fell victim to his braking points a little bit. But yeah, no, he
Yeah,
had
because
an interesting race.
yeah, as you said, it's super hard to go from F1 to F2 because the
Definitely.
braking points are longer, and especially without any traction control, you have to be super careful on the throttle and just try to, like, even when you brake, the gears are a bit shorter because they have two less gears, so you can't really stop as fast as you want. So you have to basically brake 50 meters earlier than you would in an F1 car. So yeah, he did very good to finish
going,
high in the
yeah.
points.
But yeah, so where are we actually next week? I haven't actually checked.
I
I
think it's
probably should
break
have.
week, and then we have. I think it's a street circuit.
Yeah,
Monaco.
it's Monaco. We have a break week, and then I think it's a special race in Monaco, isn't it? A
Yes,
100%
it
race.
is. Yes, and we get full. I think full qualifying as well. Am I right
Yep.
in saying that? So yeah, that's going to be interesting. Are you looking forward to that one?
Yeah, I think the full quali format will give everyone a chance to put in a good lap time, even if it's on old softs. So, yeah, I think it will be interesting.
Be a bit less traffic on the tracks towards the end of the quali then, so we might be able to see
Yeah, I think it
see
will
some
be
better
easier.
pace.
Yeah, I think it should be easier to get the lap in compared to a 18-minute qualifying.
Pretorius is just correcting us there in chat as well. It's just a 50% race, but it is full quali. So yeah, no, that'll be good. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, then
Okay.
it should be good.
Well, I will let you go back to the interview channel. So thanks very much for talking to us, and congratulations again on P2 and Driver of the Day today.
Yep, thank you.
We'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
Yep, see ya. Bye.
Goodbye.
Okay, so we have Gerla is waiting for an interview in the interview channel, so we'll pull him in. Hello, Gerla. Welcome to the commentary booth. Yeah, P4 in the feature race. That was actually a really good finish position for me. That was quite a commanding drive there. It didn't go quite so well for you in the sprint race, but yeah, how did you find that today?
Yeah, hello guys. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that P4 in the first race. Had a good qualifying in P5, then had a good few battles with Jari, but in the end he got one more penalty than me, so I got P4. Yeah, my best result in F2 so far, so yeah, that was really great. Then in the second race it was the complete opposite. I was just getting murdered by everyone around me.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
looked a bit tricky in the second race. We actually joined you guys on lap 3. I think it was lap 2 or lap 3, midway through a safety car, because a heap of us seemed to disconnect there for some reason. But yeah, it did look a bit more difficult for you. The fighting you had with Jari in the first race, though, that was really, really good to watch. Actually, you're constantly back and forth with one another, if I remember right. Lots of overtakes going on, and both of you keeping it quite clean and quite respectful to one
Yeah, we
another.
were in VC as well, so we were talking to each other.
That makes it a lot easier then as well.
Yeah.
But no, I was really impressed with that. That was some really good driving from you there.
But yeah, in the second race, some shady driving that I didn't appreciate, and yeah, I was forced to retire.
So what happened there then? Was it just a bit of nudging going into the corners, or where did that go wrong?
Well, first of all, I got a bad start. I started P5 and after turn 1 I was P9, but then I got topped from behind and spun. Then yeah, at the restart I had a good restart, but then I was fighting with Alexander here in the he was just completely pushing me off, and he spun on the braking and hit my front wing, so I got damaged. And yeah, then some more contact with Alexander, and I just went into the wall. But yeah, that's
Yeah, so
how he carries me
possibly
down.
a bit of work for Fia then maybe later on today at some point. But yeah, no, I mean it's hard luck. Sometimes it's a clean race and sometimes it's not, as you see there. Good race in the feature race and
Yep.
unlucky in the sprint race, I'm afraid, today. We've got Monaco in 2 weeks' time. It's full qualifying as well. Are you looking forward to that?
Should be fun. Yeah, I don't know what to expect.
We're saying
I've
there
never.
might be a bit easier for the qualifying because there'll be potentially less traffic. Although we never really seem to struggle too much with traffic in F2, but there'll be less traffic in the later stages of qualifying, so it gives everyone a chance to really put in their fastest times.
Yeah, I've never driven these cars in Monaco, so I don't know how it's gonna behave. Probably gonna be a bit understeery, like it always is. So yeah, we might see a lot of wing changes.
Yeah, certainly no room for error, especially with how close the walls are.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Well, I shall move you back into the interview channel. Thanks
Okay.
for speaking to us, and
Thank
yeah,
you,
we'll
guys.
see you in 2 weeks' time.
See you.
Okay, so last but very much not least, we have Scotto waiting for an interview, so we'll pull him in now.
All right.
So, Scotto, welcome to the commentary booth. I almost cursed you off the track. You wiggled briefly,
Yeah,
and
we
you
saw it
resisted.
twice. It happened twice.
Yeah.
I felt an invisible force trying to sweep me up, but I could hold on in the end.
So firstly, well done for that. Yeah, you had a good couple of races there, actually. I was out of the points I think you were out of the points in both races, but I was really impressed with your defensive driving. You're under attack
Wait.
quite a lot in those races.
Doesn't P10 get a point in the feature race?
Does it?
It does, yeah.
Oh, no, you do. Yeah, you do get a
you
point.
managed to get
Yeah,
a
you
point
do.
there.
I mean,
My bad.
I might lose them. I might lose them afterwards on the green table, as we say in Germany. But I think it felt quite good. I'm not used to fighting that much. But I think I had one move that felt very dirty, but at least in the stream it looked quite nice. I think the dive in the feature race on John Beton, which at least looks quite nice. So that was cool. But yeah, it really was a chaotic race for me personally. There were quite a few iffy moments with what is the white team called? Is it High Tech? I think it's High Tech, isn't it?
Yes, I think so.
I'm not sure. It's John Batong and Grenade Gorin, right?
Yeah, I had contact with both of them in the feature race, so that was a bit awkward. But yeah, I got to defend quite a lot, which was also because I think it was my mistake. Looking through the VOD, I was just spamming advance at the beginning, and I spammed until I just locked in the standard setup, which I tell you, don't ever use it on Monza ever, especially the F2 car. It's completely undrivable. You just have the amount of understeer I had was so fucking horrible. I probably had people bumping into my behinds because they just couldn't ever expect me to be that slow through corners, but it was just undrivable. Like I couldn't get out of the way. I couldn't move anywhere. Parabolica was so awkward whenever because basically what I had to do to properly take the Parabolica, I had to do like you know when you see graphics where they try to demonstrate how you should take a corner on a racetrack, where they take like the widest line they could ever possibly take. That's basically me in every single Parabolica. So whenever a car was on the inside, I had to make a decision between either being fast enough so that I could cut right in front of them, or just kill them, or be like 2 seconds slower in the lap. Which was just terrible. I had like every single corner I had a lose situation, but in the end I held on, at least in the timing sheet in the end. And what's even more important, my mate Zaikin in the other campus scored our first points. So overall it was a fantastic weekend for us, and I think we can be quite happy with that. After all, I am just the changing room DJ. That's my
Official job
My-
title.
That's my job title in Campos right now. So I felt quite good with that one today.
No, it was certainly very entertaining to watch, and like I say, the defensive driving. To be fair, driving with the default car setup as well, it was really impressive that you were able to even to hang on where you did then today. But yeah, the defensive driving looked really good on stream today, and you certainly made it incredibly difficult for anyone behind you to try and get past you. Which yeah, it was just great to see that action all the way up and down. But yeah, we're in Monaco in 2 weeks' time. We're going to have full qualifying as well, so still a 50% race, but full qualifying. So, what do you think about that? You looking forward to that?
Yeah, I have a plan laid out for Monaco. I'm gonna do 1 hot lap, and then I'm gonna get myself a hot chocolate and a pillow.
And then freshen up for the races.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a power nap, and then I'll be at 100% energy for the race. Yeah, I really don't know. I never drove Monaco in an F2 car. I think at least my mental image is like the worst racing experience I could possibly imagine. So like whatever happens, and like what is Erwartung in English?
Expectations?
My expectations, Jesus Christ, I'm just losing English words right now. It's just pouring out of me. But yeah, my expectations are so low that it just automatically will be a good race.
Oh, that sounds like a good way to go.
It's the right mindset.
I mean, if I finish, I'm happy. I'm so bad at Monaco. It's gonna be a miracle if I make it through both races.
To be fair, though, everybody else is going to be struggling with the same kind of things as well. I mean, the walls are
Yeah.
incredibly close and the cars are very understeery. So as long as you can keep it clean, being slow is maybe not necessarily such a bad thing on that track, provided everybody else yeets into the corners.
I can just defend again for the whole race.
Oh, that too. No one's gonna. Yeah, exactly. In
Can't
Monaco,
overtake
no one's
me
gonna get past you. Yeah. Nah, it was brilliant racing, brilliant to see you, and yeah, we look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks' time.
All right. You guys have a good evening. See ya.
You
Thank you
too.
very much. You too. Bye now. Oh, okay. I was going to move him, but he's jumped out already. Never mind.
Right?
So yeah, I think that was it. That's everybody.
Okay, so that rounds out the interviews, and we're gonna be back in 2 weeks. There's gonna be break week next time around. But yeah, in 2 weeks we're in Monaco, full qualifying. Don't miss it. It's gonna be very interesting. I think it might be the first full qualifying where we've ever done in the F2 in the F2 league. So it should be very interesting to watch. I'm still expecting quite a chaotic race in Monaco, just given the nature of the track, and there's going to be a lot of wing changes as well. So yeah, make sure to tune in then. We're gonna have 2 SRL Tier 2 and Tier 1 at 18 and 20 o'clock CET tomorrow, and we'll be back in 2 weeks. So make sure you don't miss it, and hope to see you in the next one.
Yep, we'll see you in 2 weeks' time, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Alright, thanks for watching, goodbye!